How's yourself?
Yeah, not bad, not bad, not bad at all.
Okie dokie. Well, if you're ready, shall we jump straight in with that?
We can do. Sorry, what's your name?
I'm Jenny.
Jenny, cool, brilliant.
I'm the face.
I'm Eagle. I'm Eagle.
Eagle, nice to meet you.
Eagle, as in a bird.
Okie dokie. Well, do you want to just give a brief intro of yourself, your background and stuff?
Yeah. Hello, folks. I'm Eagle Spitz from Punk4TheHomeless. Long-term punk rocker for about 44 years, which is a bit scary, actually. In a band called Activistus, punk poet under the name Eagle Spitz, and founder of Punk4TheHomeless. We look after children, street children in Latin America, Honduras, Mexico, Nicaragua, and Guatemala. If you've seen our merchandise, it often says "Stopping Cops Killing Kids" is punk rock underneath it, because the kids are often murdered by the authorities in those countries. And there's over 100 million street children in the world. We help a few. We're a very, very small DIY punk outfit, been going for 11 years. And we also support a orphanage, all-girls orphanage in Sierra Leone, called Hope Orphanage. When the Ebola crisis hit there 5 years ago, one man, Rashid, his young brother, teenage brother and mother, took in 73 orphan girls into their 4-bedroom house. So you can imagine the amount of support they need. So yeah, we're supporting those lovely people as well. Been supporting them about 2 years now. So straight kids for 9 years in Latin America, 2 years for the girls in Sierra Leone.
And so when was it founded, did you say?
We had a first gig on 2nd of January 2010 in a church hall in Boston in Lincolnshire. But I put on a gig for Compass Children's Charity, as it's called, a street children's charity we work with. It used to be called Casa Alianza UK, but I did a festival for them, 2-day festival for them at the Indian Queen in Boston. Used to be one of the places to play if you was an underground punk band. I did a festival for them in 2003 and 2004, and then reconnected with them in 2010 when we started Punk4TheHomeless, and we've been working with them ever since. So
how did it come about then? Have you always had a passion for that kind of thing?
Kind of. I'm one of these anomalies in the punk scene, because I'm actually a Christian anarchist, and I totally believe that life's all about love, and there's only one life. We all share it, and we have to look after our little brothers and sisters within that as well. And I guess that came from that. But in 2009, I ended up going to a Methodist church in Boston Links, where they're really looking after the homeless dudes. I've got several volunteers running a soup kitchen, doing meals when nowhere else was open, and also using the church as a night shelter. So I decided that, I had a bit of a calling, I suppose, a bit of an urge towards looking after street kids. I'm a bit of a collector. I love collecting vinyl and books and stuff, and I guess I was collecting ex-wives. So my my second wife's son went to work with street kids in Guatemala as a volunteer, and his first weekend there was he had to organise a funeral for 2 street children who were murdered by the authorities. So it's heavy shit, but we have lots of fun within Punk4TheHomeless as well. And we're not all, we've got a committee of 5, but we don't all share my Christian anarchism zest, for justice and against poverty and war and stuff. But, we're all committed to helping street kids. Punks have been shouting with the Kids United for fucking years, and that time I did it, rather than sort of just shout about stuff. Although Bladders RTA, one of my favourite bands, who I put on in Peterborough, an outdoor swimming pool in no, it was about 93, I suppose it was. We did that for Shelter, but they actually, one of their singles was called Oxygen, and that's about street children being murdered in Brazil. So there's always been a connection there with punk and street kids, I suppose.
Sticking up for the little person, isn't there? For those that
Yeah. Well, I'm a vegan as well. You know, it's like, I think it's about looking after those who can't look after themselves. You know, like I say, there's only one life and we all share it. So why shouldn't we be helping and solidarity amongst, you know, with a younger family?
Exactly. I have had a look at the YouTube channel for Punk for the Homeless. And you've had quite a few artists on it.
Well, yeah, it's got very, I mean, because what we'd normally do is put on a monthly gig in Shumack Centre in Nottingham, which is like a vegan anarchist centre. There was a pub in Sheffield called the Bay Horse where I was doing a monthly gig, plus gigs up and down the country, and you know, we've collaborated with lots of different people as well. But obviously, last year things went to shit, as we thought. But we started the online gigs, and they've gone really well. We raised, I mean, in the early days, we'd raise about 30 quid at a gig. I mean, I think we raised, was it 22,000? I think it may have been 12,000 last year, something like that. I can't actually remember off the top of my head. Through online gigs. So we've been stuck with them, and most of YouTube is made up of the online stuff we've been doing.
It's good though. And what's the community like for that? People happy to help?
Yeah. I mean, the punk community in the main is a real blessing. You know, it's like that. More than willing to sort of get stuck in and help. I mean, I think the main problem is with people. I think that loads of people want to help to change the world, to make it a better place, but a lot of people struggle to know how to do that. What Punk4TheHomeless does is drop a few ideas in and encourage people to do their own thing, to do what they're good at, and if they can use that with what we do, that's all more the better. And we've had, like bands like Born to Destruct and people. I mean, they've played every birthday bash we've had since we started, and yeah, we've had followers, we've had bands with us from the beginning, and we've also had lots of new people. And what the lockdown has done for us, you know, we'll suffer with it and get low, but I think what it has done for us is opening us up to a world a lot more. You know, because at our Girls Are Loud gigs, which we do once a month, and that's for the girls' orphanage. I mean, we've had people from the States, from Sweden, from loads of different countries, and it's like really opened up for us. And I'm hoping that will carry on when we're actually back to what is normal.
I'm sure it will.
I hope so.
I've noticed you've got something coming up.
We're doing one gig a month for Compass Children's Charity with the street children in Honduras, Mexico, Guatemala, and Nicaragua. Quite a range of stuff, some good names in there, and we're also very much a DIY underground outfit, so we don't put people in hierarchies. If somebody's never not heard of, but we like them, they'll go on. And we have a very wide idea of what punk rock is. Punk as an attitude rather than 3 chords and a platitude.
I agree with that.
Cool.
And where can people watch that? Is that going to be streamed on YouTube or Facebook or?
That'll be in our Punk4TheHomeless group on Facebook. You can find all the action now, and I think we're kicking off at midday.
Amazing. I'll make sure to tune in for that.
Fantastic.
And obviously people can donate through there as well. Yeah,
we'll have donation links up there and everything. The main problem we've got, we'd love to be able to sort of set up a link for the money go straight to the girls in Nicaragua, but we haven't got bank accounts or anything because the whole infrastructure of Sierra Leone totally collapsed. But we will have a link which will be going straight to Compass Children's Charity on Saturday, 20th. So.
Amazing. So, Activistas. When did that start? The band?
We kind of evolved in about 4 years, and we're trying to find the right musicians and stuff. We got there and did a few gigs, had lots of practice, started recording an album, and then lockdown happened. But I mean, I guess I'm a bit, as an anarchist, I guess I'm a bit of an independentist as well, if that's a word. You know, it's like I have an idea and I say, should we go for this? And most of the time I go, yeah. So we released our album last year during a lockdown, otherwise it could have been sitting around for years. And I think, yeah, when you write and stuff and when you do songs and stuff, you know, you want to be moving on to something new all the time. And the band isn't, I mean, it's punk attitude and it's, you know, very political, I think, and humorous as well. I'm an ex-community psychiatric nurse. I'm medically retired, but I guess that dark sense of humour comes into what we do as well.
It helps anyway.
Because I mean, I tend to write most of the lyrics. I mean, me and my wife Rachel are vocalists, but the band's sort of music because I've been in bands for years, but I can't play anything. I mean, I do a lot of gigs as a punk poet as well under the name Eagle Spitz. I've had to book an album out for a small independent label in the States. And I've got a new book coming out at the end of this year. I'm a small publisher in Manchester, in Liverpool. Yeah, busy.
It's good,
yeah, I'm kind of busy with punk all the time, I suppose.
There's worse things to be busy with, I'm sure.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's the DIY scene, and you know, I think sometimes people think, oh, it's you do it, not me. They don't class themselves as I in that DIY, but you know, appreciate what you're doing. It's good. It's great. You know, it's like if everybody did something, the punk scene would be thriving.
It's quite close to my heart. My dad is still a punk rocker now.
Sorry, say it again.
My dad is still a punk rocker now in his 60s.
In his 60s?
Yeah, he goes to Blackpool. Well, he did.
Brilliant. Well, I'm 58.
He'll tell me off if I get his age wrong. 63, I think.
Oh. Yeah,
it was
funny. It was funny because in the early days, I was probably the youngest person in a mosh pit, youngest punk in a mosh pit. Now I'm too bloody old and in too much pain to get in a mosh pit, but I'm still in the scene.
And, well, with the group, you've released your debut album now, haven't you?
Yeah.
How was that received?
Oh, very well. Better than I thought, actually. In Funga Punk, we had two songs. We had Song of a Month, 2 months running. Other people have received it well. I think it's, you know, it's a bit different, and it's definitely got the punk attitude there, and it's got. But yeah, we tried to experiment. I mean, we all listen to. I mean, we're all punks, but we listen to lots of other stuff as well. And I think a next album might be a bit different because I'm been listening to a lot of gothic country stuff at the moment, like Those Poor Bastards and Sons of Perdition and Loads of Wyatt and that kind of thing, which I really like. But we have a radio show as well, which there's four of us kind of is it DJ? Is that an old-fashioned word? I don't know.
Oh, it's still a DJ.
Yeah, we're all part of that, and but we all choose different stuff. So most of the time, it's we're not going to get in the punk charts. Put it like that. Which is good. I think that's punk as fuck, to be honest. But
no, I have faith. So, I mean, the messages. You say you're a poet as well, but I listened to the album before this interview.
Okay. What did you think?
I thought it was good. I mean, I did giggle at a couple of the names.
Was that Badger Beta Masturbator or?
Yeah, and Boris is a twat. That's the other one. I sent a picture to my other half. It made him giggle too.
Oh, brilliant! Well, that's an old song. He told me to
tell you he agrees.
Brilliant, cool. That's an old song actually. Well, my old band Splatoon were like sort of punk industrial noise, and I used to play with fire extinguisher and shit in the band. But that was one of their songs. But we thought now he's fucking Prime Minister, we ought to update it. So we updated it because we wrote it when he was Mayor of London, because that was unbelievable as well, you know. Yeah. He shouldn't be allowed to look after a fucking dead ferret, let alone, you know, try to run a country, for fuck's sake.
Well, I think a lot of people can get behind. A lot of people can get behind it now, I think, that song.
Yeah, hopefully. And obviously on the album we got Badger Beta Masturbator, which is an anti-bloodsport song, but yeah, we'll do it very sort of humorously. And then I think the last song on the album is They Haven't Been Fucked Since Cromwell, which I suppose that's kind of where we stand, I suppose. You know, we need to stand up to these people.
Yeah, definitely. So how important is it to have that message behind your songs for you?
How important is it? I don't know. I think people, you know, should write from the heart. And when I write poetry or when I write songs, it's often something which has pissed me off at that moment in time. You know, I wrote Boris as a twat when he came out of the fact that, you know, he stated that people with IQs less than 55 are less than human. And I had to sort of respond. I mean, and we wrote a song, we recorded a song, but we tagged Boris in it every time we put it up, and we tagged him in every one of our gigs. And I think, you know, pissed him off a little bit, but you know, hopefully he became a fan.
I'm sure he did. I interviewed another band a few months ago, the Guillotines. They're from Glasgow, punk band.
Oh, right, sounds interesting.
And they released their single was Bojo the Clown.
Cool. Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, it's, you know, basically saying is a bit of a dick.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know how much I can swear on your program.
It doesn't matter.
But they're all the same. You know, it's like I wrote a poem called "Love Letter to Theresa May," and the first line is "Gurning ghost-faced cunt." You know, because please come and stand in front of my high-speed train or put a bullet through your brain. So yeah, it's quite full on and cathartic, I suppose. But yeah, I tend to write when something inspires me, when something pisses me off. I mean, I don't write many love songs, but I do cuddle the wife.
It's good though, isn't it, to have it come from the heart, I think. It's a bit of passion behind the music. Yeah, totally. I mean, it's like, I think punk was a reaction against the, partly a reaction originally about all the insipid shit what was out there. So, you know, it's like we need. I know there's a lot of really good young bands coming through who have got it. You know, for me, they've got it from the heart and doing their shit. It was great. Yeah.
You know,
I'm seeing a lot more now.
Yeah, it's great. You know, the punk scene, you know, I think it's pretty healthy at the moment, apart from not being able to gig. So.
Well, that's the problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, talking of not being able to gig, how has COVID affected your plans? Or has it?
Well, it totally changed them. We had to adapt and go on to online gigs and stuff, as I said before. And it's done as well financially for the street kids and for the orphan girls. But I do miss meeting up with people and in sort of a small dark room and you know, listening to some loud music, and you know, I mean, punk has always been about community, a sense of community, and I think that's very difficult to keep alive while we're on lockdown, have been on lockdown for so long, but we have to, because, I see community as countercultural, and we have to be countercultural when we're living in an oppressive culture.
Sounds right to me, that. And are you working on anything at the moment, or are you? Sorry, the dog.
Well, I'm sort of writing a few poems for a book that's coming out at the end of the year. Currently working on trying to get more acts involved in our online gigs. Because we have a lot of gigs. I mean, it's like my wife knows me better than I know myself, I think. When we started on online gigs, she says, do an online gig, but don't let it take over your life. 55 days later, we stopped for a break for a day because we'd been running solidly for 55 days. But now we're down to 2 a month, sorry. We also do the radio show. We started doing an evening of culture of sorts, and we got the second one this evening. Been going out. So there's a brilliant novel I've been reading called Paradox by a guy called Andrew Smitherman, and I've interviewed him, and he's same kind of thing as this, but he's also done some reading for us. We've got Marv Gadji from Gadji Fanzine doing a reading this evening, and somebody called Han, who's a brilliant poetry reader. So, we quite like to keep it varied, because I think for me, punk isn't just the music, it's about everything. It's about the whole culture thing, the DIY culture. So, yeah, keeping busy and trying to adapt as we move forward, but,
And so for Punk for the Homeless and stuff, can bands just message you if they want to get involved?
Yeah, definitely. And with pleasure. With pleasure. Yeah. And don't worry about what we name, what we're called, punk as an attitude. So if you've kind of, it's been my philosophy the past 11 years, that if bands are punk enough to contact me for a gig, they're punk enough to play. So.
I'll spread the word then.
Brilliant, that'd be great.
And where's the best place to contact you for that?
Through Punk4TheHomeless Facebook.
On the Facebook page, yeah.
Yeah. But join our groups. With Punk4TheHomeless, that's where most of our action can be found. We've also got a pretty wide range of merch and past releases, compilation releases upon our Bandcamp. So.
And any big plans for the future? All being well?
To survive COVID, I think. I have no real plans, because when we first went on lockdown, I thought, in a month's time we're going to be back putting live gigs on and stuff, and just have to see how it plays out. So in the meantime, we'll continue what we're doing, the online gigs and stuff, but look forward to sort of being able to do proper gigs again as well. But that's out of our control. But we've got another Punk4TheHomeless Girls Are Loud Volume 2 coming out. That'll be on CD again. Today, just had the Girls Are Loud t-shirts arrive. So I've just put those up on Bandcamp. They're looking really nice. So, and all the money from that t-shirt will be going to the girls' orphanage.
That's amazing.
And for me, one of the amazing things is that the girls themselves, I Zoomed them a couple of days before the Girls Are Loud gigs, and they do some poetry reading and some cultural dancing and stuff for us, which is awesome. Their dancing is something else. So they're actually part of what we do. They're part of our gigs and stuff, which is good. And I guess it's after lockdown, I'm thinking that maybe our gigs will also be put up online. We'll be live streaming our gigs and bringing in other bits. So yeah, we'll see how that develops.
Do you think lockdown's changed the music industry slightly?
I hope so, but I don't think the music industry should be an industry. So if it fucks that up, that'll be great. But
I think it started to.
Yeah, but I don't think it's really started to affect smaller bands. I mean, it's those at the top who are complaining a lot more.
Yeah, exactly. Like I've spoken to a few people now, and they've all said that because of lockdown, with all this time they have on their hands, they can produce the song themselves, they can market it themselves. They don't need anyone to do it for them anymore. They've realized they can do it themselves, which is amazing.
Which is great, and which is what punk has always been about, you know, DIY. You know, we can do this. We don't need these corporations involved in what we do.
We never did.
Yeah, we never did.
Exactly.
My wife's talking, and yeah, I mean, yeah, the difference is these days, I suppose, is I don't get nicked for fly posting. So...
You didn't get nicked, you got off.
What was that?
My wife's saying you didn't get nicked, you got off. I mean, because we're Christian anarchists, we don't mind getting arrested, you know, for decent, good issues, you know, sort of like peace issues and stuff like that, and justice issues. So, you know, it's like being arrested. Yeah, being arrested doesn't particularly bother us.
Right. So, where's Facebook's the best place to contact you? Yeah.
Yeah, having said that about corporate stuff, I'm telling you to find us on Facebook. Fucking hypocrite.
Unfortunately, it's a necessity in this day and age.
It is indeed. We would be dead. You know, Punk4TheHomeless would be dead without it, I think.
Yeah. As much as I detest social media, it's the only platform at the minute that can expand horizons.
Exactly. You know, and you know, it can be used to our advantage.
Definitely.
But yeah, and it's yeah, well, it's definitely sort of really sort of been one of the the main tool which have got us through. So.
Oh, that was you.
I'm a main tool, am I? Well, thank you. You want to come and say hello? You keep sauntering behind.
Hang on, I'm coming, haven't you?
This is the other half of Punk4TheHomeless, but we have 3 more. So what? 1/5.
Hello.
Rachel, because we do vegan meals and everything at our gigs as well.
2-course meal.
2-course meal, free.
£3.50.
But if you can't afford it, you get fed for free, and if you can't afford to pay to get in a gig, you get in a gig for free. So you know we don't like excluding people, but we have an amazing chef, a young lady who does such amazing vegan cooking for us, and she's brilliant. She runs her own company and stuff, but I mean. During lockdown, because when we've been having the Girls Out Loud gigs, I've been doing food runs for a vegan meal, a £5, and I mean, not this time, but last time she made 100 meals. I mean, straight away it was £500 for the orphanage, which is great.
And basically, Punk4TheHomeless is more about being a family than being a charity. What is wrong with this world is that people lack a sense of belonging. They lack a sense.
I think
within our people, what happens is they join in and suddenly they go, oh, they represent us. And they're like, I feel really bad about doing that because I'm not Punk4TheHomeless, you are. And we're like, no, you are. And that sense of ownership is very much alive and well within the Punk4TheHomeless community, to the extent that one of our group was widowed on Boxing Day, and she sent £500 yesterday for the orphaned girls on behalf of
Oh, wow.
That's because she's part of this family.
Yeah.
And we support her, she supports us. We all fundraised for the funeral. It goes around, it comes around, and it's about, for me, it's about not being alone. It's about other people being there who are prepared to make a difference for some little girls on the other side of the world who literally were told they were worthless. And within the last year and a bit, we've managed to get them 3 outfits each, fees for school, food, money to pay the workers on their land to produce extra food.
And mattresses.
And more importantly, they all got mattresses.
That's amazing.
They were sleeping on the dirt floor before that. So.
One of the little girls told one of the elderly men in the village, we're as important as children who have a mummy and a daddy now, because we have a mattress.
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
But the good thing is, it's like, because of what I've been doing online, a lot more people have been in touch with the orphanage. You know, this lady who donated yesterday, she's a teacher as well as being in bands and stuff. And
so she sends them worksheets.
Yeah, she sends them worksheets as extra stuff to get them through their schoolwork and stuff. So, and other people have been in touch with the girls because they always come along and try and watch. I mean, we haven't always got a connection because the internet's a bit dodgy over there. But when they can, they watch the acts as well, and
they comment and they put, "Hello, this is me. We're all dancing now and running around, and we love your guitar playing." And at first we were a bit concerned because some of these girls are obviously 6 and 7, and we're a punk charity, which means sometimes it's not for little ears. And the girls have also decided that they don't call us Punk for the Homeless, because to them they're technically not homeless. They live in 2 rooms, 73 of them, and that means they're not homeless. So they call us Punk4, because they mean it's punk for us, rather than just for homeless. And they say thank you to Punk4. I'm thinking, punk for what? But hear that because they acknowledge that they once were sidelined and homeless, and because of this man and his mum and his brother's generosity, they are no longer homeless. So they won't accept that mantle. And I'll tell you something for nothing. The world's got something to worry about, because these 73 girls are getting bollocks. And they are learning from our girls, and they are standing proud and standing tall. And one of the elders in the village said, the problem we have with these girls is like they're going to be bigger than men. Oh, yes, you fucking betcha. What's this space? But we go on in leaps and bounds, and it's wonderful to be part of something rather than feel marginalised and on the sidelines. And I think certainly most of our community would say that.
Yeah, I think that's really important.
We had a call out from the Philippines from a young man whose father had an illness and was hospitalised very quickly with no money. So we were also able to support that family.
And that's those guys from a thing called Uptight Rebels Collective in the Philippines. And they go out sort of giving masks and stuff and food to the homeless, because in the Philippines, if you haven't got a mask, you get arrested. And then you're moved into a place crowded.
So you're more likely to get COVID.
So they go out and give out masks and everything. And obviously sort of Compass Children's Charity, who we support, a lot of our work past years, trying to keep street children safe. Like I said, there's over 100 million street children in the world. There's 40 million in Latin America. So you can see the extent of the problem of trying to keep children safe within all that. Because they're not safe in normal times, let alone with a plague out there as well.
I think a lot of people forget what it's like the rest of the world. They kind of live in their own bubble, don't they? And they think everyone's the same.
We're encouraged to do that.
Well, yeah.
Because for things to change, we have to stop being so greedy. And if people hear that, they're not going to like it. Because they say, oh yeah, but Richard Branson's got that and got that and got that. Why can't I aspire to that? And the answer is because other people haven't got the crumbs off the table. But people don't want to be confronted by that. They don't want to live like that. And what we endeavour to do as a family is step out of that system. So we, in the past, have had somebody knock on our door who remained living with us for a while, who was unknown to us. But you can only, when we go on holiday, we don't take spending money, we don't pay to stay anywhere.
People
find people of a similar mind, and we say to them, we're coming to stay with you. And we have been treated better than any royalty in any land for the doing so. So we actually spoke to a university session on alternatives to capitalism, Because the only alternative really is to begin to love yourself, to find out what's going on and what's being hidden, to find out where the money's going and make a change. And really without them things, we don't move forwards. But we're very blessed. We probably have, I mean, we have thousands of allies who jump, don't they, if we're desperate.
Yeah.
And loads of bands who just go, yeah, I'll have a box of albums or a box of this or 20 t-shirts or and it's always coming our way.
Yeah, we don't live in a house, we live in a store cupboard full of Punk4TheHomeless merch and raffle prizes and stuff.
And in normal times also full of lots of bands, because the deal is if you play for us you can also stay. We only live in a 3-bedroom house, we don't have a lot of room, and I would think we've had maximum of 15 stay at once.
Yeah.
Which is quite interesting when you try to clamber over people to get into the kitchen. But I've slept on many people's floor and been happy to do so. And they're happy to do so here. And they enrich our lives, don't they? They don't cause us any.
Yeah. I mean, that's right. I mean, it's like the punk scene has really enriched their lives.
Definitely.
I mean, since I was a child.
Because it's about having something in common, and that is that you just won't toe the line for the sake of it. And the problem with that is a lot of these anti-vaxxers and anti-mask people are using our words back at us. But I think there's a difference between acknowledging social inequality and being prepared to die in a health emergency.
Yeah.
Because if all the poor people die, if all the disenfranchised people die, then nothing will ever change. So we have to say the opposite, don't we? And I've had my first injection. Eagle's been in isolation for over a year.
Yeah, because I've got underlying health issues and everything as well. So I'm a sickly old bastard, I am.
And I told him COVID can't kill him because that is my prerogative. So he has to wait until I'm ready to kill him. A virus is not good enough, and it will be slow. But they've picked up £500 in Sierra Leone today, and they can go shopping.
Yes. Yeah, because the trouble is I haven't got any bank accounts. We have to send it. We're sending it through
Western Union.
We're sending it through Western Union now because MoneyGram decided they didn't want us.
Really?
Yeah, you're not supposed to send money to
charities.
And we're not really a charity. I mean, it's like our little brothers and sisters.
They're our little girls, and they're so amazed, you know. They come online and say, we can't believe these people who don't know us care enough. They care so much about us. And it's like, we all should fucking care about them. They're children.
And yeah, they've all been adopted. They've all been adopted now into the punk scene, which is great.
I bloody love them.
Yeah.
Bloody love them. They might say they might learn a few English words, but they do all right. The American girls also contact them, don't they?
Yeah.
Online and on Zoom.
One of our main supports from the States has been Erin Incoherent, and she's just brought out her album called Deja Vu, which is awesome. I reviewed that for Fungal Punk. But yeah, it's also well worth checking out. So.
And anyway, this is wrong. I haven't been introduced to the doggy, so don't even go there. Look,
what,
everything. Look.
What's the doggy's name?
Yeah,
like doggies.
She's the nicest little thing, so she's never far away from me.
Ah, bless
her.
We
have cats.
Yeah, we got 2 cats.
And they love it when the bands come because they go and sleep with different people.
Yeah, they're right tarts, aren't they?
They're not bothered. They're not fussy. They're very naughty.
Right. Well, before we say our goodbyes, because I think my daughter's back home now.
Okay.
Is there anything you want to add? Anything I've forgotten to ask you about?
No, not really. I think you've covered it very well. Thank you very much. Just check us out on
tonight.
Facebook.
Poetry and stuff.
Yeah, I'm not sure when this is going out, but Saturday the 20th we have a all-dayer, which we've mentioned. We've got the new Girls Are Loud t-shirt out on Bandcamp, and we've got several. old past release compilations and lots of different merch. So yeah, check us out, and everything we make either goes to street children through Compass Children's Charity or to the orphanage, Open Orphanage in Sierra Leone. So,
and if any females or female identifying artists want to join in with supporting the girls, we would love to hear from
or anybody else really, because we're
we
always looking for
anyone, just anyone.
Yeah, we have 2 gigs a month, love. We have to, like, my son says, if you're not careful, they're going to be the same ones every single month.
Yeah, so if your grandmother plays a comb or anything, send them our way.
I'd like to see a grandma play a saw.
A saw would be great, yeah. Punk as fuck saws.
Oh, man. Okay, well, I think we'll try and get this out before the 20th.
Oh, brilliant, thank you.
I've got to pass it to my other half to make it look pretty and stuff.
Got no fucking chance with me.
Look at her, she's a plastic surgeon. That's amazing.
I will pop all those links underneath the video when I upload it as well, so they can just click straight on that and it'll be taken.
Awesome, thanks very much.
Where's the accent from? Wales or Liverpool?
Well, I'm originally from West Bromwich. I lived in Brighton, I lived in Tenerife, and now I live in Wales.
Oh, it's got a little Liverpool twang on the top. That might be the Birmingham stuff.
Got Wales.
I think it's the
close.
Yeah, Wales is really close to Liverpool anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, I like me, I've lived around all over the country.
Yeah, but that's because people don't want you back. It's not for reason. It's because you're excluded from that area for life.
Yeah, what? I actually got banned from Lincolnshire.
Which was marvellous.
Really?
Yeah, well,
we did break into the RF base.
Oh.
We don't do little things, we do big things.
They fly drones from
RAF
Waddington, just outside Lincoln, which
and they kill civilians.
You know, I mean, it's like the amount of schools and hospitals have been blown shit or something, and the government saying they are totally accurate. So, well, if they're fucking accurate, then you're obviously targeting schools and wedding parties.
Yeah.
So we protested outside for nearly 2 years, and then several of our number, my husband being one of them.
There was 5 of us. 4 of us. We broke in and closed them down for an hour.
Better than nothing, isn't it?
But they banned him from Lincolnshire, and then even the judge says that's a bit much, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, so,
how can you go anywhere in the UK and avoid Lincolnshire, for God's sake? It's half the country. It's so vast.
Is that for?
So that's kind of crap we get up to.
Right, it makes good stories though, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
He's still done write poems about the good ones though. It takes a lot of coercing to get him to do some of the more lurid tales.
Well, I'm writing my autobiography. So
most people don't believe you. They go, what?
Yeah, so my autobiography is either going to get me shot, arrested or sectioned. But I'll be all right.
I'll make a good read then.
Yeah, if he's still alive though, we're going to get sued. So. Bless you. It's nice to talk to you though. Go and see to your liquor girl.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you.
It's been an absolute pleasure. And I'll keep you posted when the video is ready as well.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Nice to meet you. Virtually.
Bye-bye.
Bye.